World of YouTube Archie here with another story on some center, the Pelletier Center. I actually have the original handbook, as you can see here, and a few things on this thing. Once again, if you were to look this up, you would find it in Westboro, Mass, near the Westboro Asylum on, I think it's Lehman Street. And when I used to be on Cushion Hill Drive in Marlboro, Mass. Now, this is a detention center for, troubled youths. But I have the reason to believe that this might have been a more or less lighter version of an asylum. Go figure. Because, for one, the building, I don't believe exists no more. There was a bunch of cabins. It wasn't a building, it was a bunch of cabins. But, I believe that these cabins were like a lighter version of an asylum, because it says in here that you could have gotten a psychological testing done, psychiatric report, an evaluation, and due to the fact that I believe, now this is another thing, I tried looking this up 2 years ago because my wife wanted to check this out. This is actually a place where my wife went when she was a teenager, say so. And due to the fact of an ex-boyfriend she used to see, and that boyfriend cheating on her, the new woman in their lives made up a whole bunch of rumors to the court, to the judge, and she ended up in this place. And it's got severe punishment in here and stupid stuff. If you do crazy stuff, you lose stuff, of course. I mean, it's in between, I think, a mini jail, right, and a halfway house jail, and I think an asylum. Because a lot of the asylums got torn down in the mid-1990s. Now, the funny thing of this is that when I looked this up 2 years ago, and this was before, of course, I even found out how to take screenshots and stuff that I've looked up before, and it disappeared. I guess a Native American Indian woman took this place over and made it a camp, let alone not a friggin' troubled, place. But then it said yesterday morning when I looked it up, because I found this going through my stuff. Like I said, I've been going through all my stuff. Got a lot of stuff that I've been saving throughout the years, and wanting to put it. Never thinking that I'd be able to do this, but I've always kept stuff for the sense. I don't know why, but for the sense to keep it to do stuff like this, and here I am doing it, and this is what I love to do. Because not only do I get to explore, things and give my input and thoughts and theories about it. I mean, it's just something that I've had a passion to do all my life. And for all you new watchers, if there is any, please subscribe. I'm fighting that friggin' subscribe crap. I keep seeing all that YouTube stuff with 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch minutes. Oh, man. But, anyways, the reason why I think this is a short-ridden type of asylum is because, like I said, that it just disappeared. You want to know something else that's crazy about this story? Is that Cushion Hill Drive does not exist no more. I believe it is Wilson Drive or something. But I had to go into, the search bar, type in, I don't even know. I typed in at first, what happened to Cushing Hill Drive in Marlboro, Mass, and something came up 400 Cushing Hill Drive, and the directions led me to off of Route 20 near the Marlboro State Forest. And this Cushing Hill Drive, like I said, changed the name. And that's the thing I was talking about yesterday in my last video, that street names change. And that one definitely changed. So I'm thinking why I think of this might have been more or less than a asylum, say so, than a camp, is because it disappeared. And that's what a lot, like I said, in the mid-90s, no later than 1996, they shut down a lot of asylums. Except for Bridgewater, of course. But there was stuff out in, Western Mass that existed, schools and stuff, and there was a whole lot of them. And people there's a video up, I got a Milton, Mass, of a asylum that was out there, and some woman told me, got on there, she's about like 50, late 50s maybe, telling me I'm barking up the wrong tree, there was never an asylum there, and blah, 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 but yet she did some research, and what came up in asylum. Asylums don't have to be big, huge, castle-like buildings. They could be small, ran too. Them are for the less, disturbed people, dangerous people. And this is what I'm not saying it could be. It could have been a troubled camp and they were trying something different, but the way this is going and everything disappeared and, I think most likely this could have been like an asylum camp. How long it had ran, I don't know. It's like I said, research on it is friggin' tough to go by trying to find this, and I would have never found that road. We did try a couple years ago looking for this damn thing, but I'll tell you something. It's like it erased off the face of the earth. I think they had a boys' camp there too, so forth. There was a date on here. Oh, wait a minute. It's in the other papers, I think. Here you are, got in places like this. Yeah, 1986, 1989. This is a package you get for STDs. And that's what you get in this. Well, this came from California. But anyways, what I'm thinking here, and what I'm going with by all this, is that the address changed, like I said. That's something that's friggin', the place disappears. And then it said something yesterday about some nuns took it over. I don't know what that was, but... And then I looked it up again and I got the actual address off another thing, but... It's like trying to find these places, and when you can't find them, it's like, wow. That's what I mean. And I talk about in all my videos now about all this mapping and stuff. And why you cannot find places sometimes mislead you to, oh my God, every godforsaken thing. It's about, I wonder why unsolved mysteries sometimes don't get solved. But the fourth thing I wanted to talk about on this, and I had called a couple years ago a TV production studio, which I don't even know if it was real, it could have been fake. Of course, anything asking you for like a $400 payment for this production people to look at your idea. You can't take the risk of giving out that kind of money when you don't have it. If I did have extra money, I probably would have done it. But hell, I'm just going to share it here now. And I'm going to start looking up again maybe to see. I have been trying to go through some, like, Travel Channel and stuff like that getting through. There was an idea of my own about centers like this. But with my own, ideas and my own experience. and why these things probably did get shut down for being, bad. All them asylums back in the day and some of them juvenile detention places getting shut down because it was ran stupidly. I mean, yeah, you got them all them places back in the day talking about how they used to rape. They would torture. Children would get fed drugs that. It's sick. And that's probably a good reason why these places get shut down. But still, there's some communities out there and stuff like Boy Scouts, for crying out loud. They're still good to have your kid in. And, it's nice to have them things. But even in them, they get sexually abused, physically abused. And, that someone's not getting a proper freaking... Oh man, it's just sick to say and listen and hear all these crap. But if it was ran by someone, a friggin' hardhead and a street smarts, someone like me, I think it would run a little better. And I mean, I would crack it down on any, employee, say so, to make sure the places ran, a tight shift. And people ain't doing, forbidden things under the sun. Yeah, that's enough for someone to get their ass fucking smacked around. And yeah, that's right. But anyways, my ideas on some of this stuff, and the reason why I'm doing this video is right, because I think some of these facilities should be brought back, but it would be in a jail-type manner. And I'm not talking about this scared, straight bullshit. I'm not talking about getting your stupid convict, getting in your face, yelling, screaming, you're my bitch. I'm gonna take you in your room, I'm gonna bang you the fuck out, or I'm gonna screw you in your ass, and da. I've watched some of them scared straight videos. It's like, alright, that's... And some of them kids end up in jail. Because, yeah, they're so troubled and they don't care. And I've even heard of people, back in the day, when I did go to a scare straight thing in the, I think it was 88 or 89. And it was in the Gardner prison, which I don't know what the hell they brought us to Gardner for, because that's one of the, lighter jails. I mean, to have so-called badasses coming up in your face, it's a joke out there, because I knew someone who went there for, I don't know what reasons, but he said there was more child molesters in that fucking place, so to get screamed at by one of them people, yeah, you want to make you get up and punch them right in the nuts. And, maybe even slash their fucking throat. But, I mean, I didn't know what it was and who was in there, but you got all these guys in there talking about, they're drunk, shooting needles, taking baths in the fucking gas station bathroom and blah, da, da, da. I mean, none of them said they're going to take you in your room, and they weren't as, screaming as bad as the ones on TV. I mean, so just to say that they were, just telling you what happened, and it was just, pretty much it was more or less boring as hell. I mean, just because of the experience of already having a jailbird and a family visiting my older brother in jail all the time when he'd go away. I mean, it got old after a while, because if you couldn't straighten up after that long, I mean, what the hell was the sense? But, anyways, I mean, I don't want to even think or attempt in anything that I want to do to take, kids and having it yelled in their face. I mean, what they would need in a facility of mine there would be 2 words. Well, I would put it on each wall, because you got 4 walls, right, you're staring at. And the words would be 2 words on each wall: time, freedom. And they can, one big word on top of that: respect, time, freedom. And it would be all around them, just so they can look at it. Respect, time, and freedom. I think kids in a facility that I would make would have to be in their own room because they'd have to have that time to think. In jail, right, you're bunking with some idiot and your time goes by because you guys are shooting the shit of everything you've ever done. And that don't help you at all. You need to think about what you've done by yourself, not with someone else helping you and sitting there and, talking about, joking about, and making this big old friggin' party about. I mean, in a way, kind of, that's what I did. And, regardless of not me talking about my good old days or what happened, this and that. Me personally, I don't ever want to go walking back up in that place again. And I think due to my experience there, and if I was to tell my story, let alone everybody else that makes it a joke. I've heard kids back in the day, after walking out of that scared street, oh man, my cousin's in jail. If I was to go to jail, they're all on the bus going back to the school talking about how they fuck that shit, man. My cousin's in there. And they were told stories by their family members, by a friend. Oh, it's so fucking cool in there, yeah. It ain't as bad as what these other idiots make it sound, and that's the thing. That's the thing. When you got a family member in there, and I've learned from experience, even when I went in there, I had people looking up to me as, yo, you're fucking cool, yeah, we gotta hang out when we get out, we gotta do this when we get out. It's like, whoa, man. And these are people that have been back there 4 or 5 times, 6 times. I sit there and looked in an AA meeting one time, and I said this before in another video, but I told everybody straight up, I don't know how you people do this. You all sit here, you've been in here 4 or 5 times, whether it be your first bid, your 5th, 6th bid. I said, I don't know how you could sit in a room all day and fucking sniff another man's ass. I don't know how you could sit in a room all day when you could be out in that world. Like I said, I got a woman out there I could be snuggling with. I have a kid out there I could be playing with. And I went on rambling on all about this crap. I said, I got a roommate right now that sits in his fucking bed, takes this big spit water, drool spit, drops it down to the windowsill and sucks it back up, and I'm making all the faces and shit, and I said, I don't know how any of you do it. I said, if it was me, I wouldn't even be here right now, but I got caught up in some fucking stupid bullshit, right? I said, you'll never see me come back in this place again, and I don't know how each and every one of you do it. I said, you know what, and this was in 2002, mind you, and the 9/11 attacks happened, of course, the year prior. And I said, there's a fucking war going on out there. And we're not out there with our families, our kids, our wives, our women, or whatever it may be, what you do, doing the fun things. We could all fucking die tomorrow in here and get all blown up, I said. I don't know how you guys can do it. I said, you come in here all the time just fucking like it's nothing, walk in, walk out. And I said, I just went swearing. I didn't care what I said. I didn't even give a shit at that point. If they're going to pick me up, throw me in the fucking van and bring me back to J Block so I could sit there 24 hours. And after I did my speech and I said I'm done, the whole fucking place stood up and started cheering, clapping. I thought I was going to get a fucking few people out there that are going to say, yo, fuck, I'm going to kick your ass. Who you trying to bust balls on and shit? And I busted everybody's balls in that place. I didn't give a fuck. If there was going to be fists going up, there's going to be fists going up. I got a standing ovation. That whole place uproared and screamed. I was like the second or third person that went up to talk on that AA meeting. And it wasn't even like a half an hour in. And it was supposed to be an hour meeting. The 2 guys running it said, I guess we can't make any better friggin' comments than that. They got up and stopped the whole meeting. They told the people that he said it all in one whack. And they got up and left and the AA meeting was done. I just couldn't help myself. But in ways I'm thinking, wow, did I just do that? I stopped the fucking AA meeting and I got a standing ovation. Everybody screaming, clapping, woo, yeah, like wow. I don't know how I did it or how I said it. I mean, I said it like I said it now, but I don't know. I thought I was going to be fighting more than the fucking, because I was letting it all out. I didn't give a shit. And I mean, that's what people need to hear and see in there. Positivity, not negativity. It's just like when you stick a child molester in a fucking room with another child molester, they don't get better. They get worse. Because both of them two fucking scumbags are sitting in that room talking to each other and going on of what they did to that little fucking kid. And then when they get out, they're all fucking worked up again and they go do it again. You know what? Jail needs to be respect the freedom of time, not stories of the battlefields that have happened and all the disgusting things. And that's why I think if I was to make a program of my own and run my words and my thoughts and my theories and my of a facility, I would love to do that. No, to get, because these kids today, I tell you, that's right. I got people. You got people on Facebook now rambling on about how kids are disrespectful out in public, and these parents should be ashamed of themselves. And they're letting their kids get away with fucking murder and da da da. How about, buddy, why don't you shut your fucking mouth and take the fact that there's child services out there that will take your kids and threaten to take your kids if you don't properly run your fucking household. You can't smack your kid. You can't tap him on the hand or whoop his ass no more. I used to tell DCF in this town, I smack my kids right on the butt, on the hand, when they're doing something very dangerous. When they're harming the other kids in the house, or even outside throwing toys at other kids outside. I said they get their warnings, that's right. They never did anything or persuaded anything towards me because they knew they couldn't. Yeah, spanking ain't a friggin' crime. But people kept telling me to lay off. That's not the right way to do it, so I laid off. And now my kid's out of control even more. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. We go into a friggin' store. I got one of them kids that scream, I want this! And if he don't get it, he's kicking me. He's coming up trying to take a swing at me and da-da-da. And I got people staring at me like fucking morons. And I'm saying, I feel like standing up and saying, hey, you know what, therapist and the people DCF told me not to do nothing about this, so this is what happens. And I feel like yelling it in people's faces. And I feel like yelling in that guy's face on Facebook. You know what, dude? If you don't know the story, just like the restaurant in Maine, I did a video on that. And there was an owner of a restaurant in Maine with a little kid. And the kid was out of control. Must have been screaming. It must have been cranky. It could have been sick for all she knows. It could have been teething. And whatever the fucking case may be. And I forget the stuff. I mean, I got the video up, but I guess the woman threw the people out or did something. Oh, I don't understand people these days. She's talking about in the restaurant. Yo, screaming here. I got customers in here. How about you don't know nothing about a kid? And you shouldn't even have kids if you're friggin' doing shit like this. No, man, it's just fucking crazy what this world's come to. That's why a facility should be brought back, but ran in a manner that makes kids respect time and freedom. Sit in their room, they don't get other friggin' people's input. They gotta sit there by them damn selves. It would be a 2.5, 3-week program where they sit in a room and do jail. They get up for breakfast, they go to tear time, they go back to their room. They get out for lunch, they go to tear time, they go back to their room. They get up for dinner, they go to tear time, they go back to their room. They stay up a little late, not even watch TV. I mean, there are them jails where you can buy the TVs, but cut that off. No TV. You got time to think. And then after that, And then I would like to see for girls and boys, this is what I would want to see. It would be a summertime program also. And they would have to do the classes. And this is what would make them get out a little more. And I forgot about that. But, I mean, in between all that and thinking, they would have to take a course. Not about sexual transmitted diseases. How about Well, they would take that. I mean, that would be only necessary because you don't want them going out screwing at a teenage year anyways and catching shit. But the most important thing would be, oh, you want to be, getting in the hay and jumping around, saying I may, and taking off your pants and saying yay. How about your ass taking a course? Oh, man, hang on a sec. Goddamn fucking 800. Stupid fucking. I don't know what the hell that is. Goddamn phone calls. But the most important thing that would be done in this, it screwed up my goddamn conversation. It would be pregnancy, both boy and girl. The main course of their camping would be, how about taking a course of babyism and taking a course of how children are. And not only that, maybe they would be able to, if it was going to be bunked up with someone in there, if someone was going to be bunked up with someone, how about they be bunked up with a mechanical baby robot? I think them things should be built. I think these days, fathers going off the deep end and killing their fucking kids or leaving them on the side of the road because they want another relationship or they want them out of their lives. Or how about they bunk up with a little baby? Yeah, that's right. And this mechanical robot baby should be built. Someone should come up with this idea. And it is set on a timer where it could get up at any time in the middle of the night while they're sleeping or while they're in the middle of doing something, and they can learn what it is like to have a child before they even get back out and say, hey, I want to screw you, baby. I want a baby myself. And that will give a little damn. That's what should have been done in these programs a long time ago. Now, this is what goes on in this program back in the day. And we have recreational activities consist of on grounds volleyball, softball, swimming. The center utilizes the gymnasium and outdoor pool on the grounds of the Madonna Hill. Supervised off-ground activities include movies, bowling, roller skating, and miniature golf. Now, back in the day also, I have always heard of these kids going in the juvie hall and all these places talking, it's like camp over there, woo-hoo-hoo. You know what, that would only happen. This stuff here would only happen if they do their 3-week program and give a good reason why they should be let out. And that's another thing. How about write up a report on why they should be let out? What will they do better and different when they get out back on the street? And when they do get back out, you give them a little time, like doing that stuff. Or even bring them to like a Six Flags or, it would be stuff like that is so entertaining to a child that their time in this place spent and all that time alone thinking of what they've done to make them get there. And if they're sexually active and want to go out and have sex and doing that baby thing, that's damn right. That's damn right. I would like to see a robotic baby made where it will throw up, piss in your face, because that's what babies do. You pick them up, little cute, pfft, and then they shit all over the place. I would love to see that happen to the boys and girls that think they're so gonna get into having sex and great things, and then the little baby comes along, and then where are they? Their whole life is ruined. At that age, you should be out there doing your own thing, as kids do, not doing an adult job. I mean, that's pretty much something. I would probably have some more ideas on that to put in this, but that's something I would like to see happen these days. Something very, very interesting like that, scene brought back. I mean, back in the day, man, it was like a summer camp is right. I'm sure the kids though didn't met the wrong person, got in a bunch of fights. I mean, there is rules in there when stuff happens, and I'm sure stuff has been off the wall in them places. But then again, you got all them secret things that the staff does and stupid stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, I would just me though personally, I'd like to see something like that, but with something with my ideas in it. And it's not got to do with fucking Scared Straight. It's not got to do with all this playtime either. My son had to go to the village and, no, yeah, well, one of them did with the village. My 7-year-old went to the cottage in Baldwinville. And they did a lot of fun things out there too. I mean, while I'm looking out here and looking around, I mean, they had a little safe room where they put the kids in when they're acting up, being, a little unsafe. They had a safe room and but every kid in there looked like they were, pretty much, they keep them busy all day. But if they keep them busy all day, they ain't got time to think of what they done. If they do fun things with them, they ain't got time to think of what they done, what made them get there. And my 7-year-old come back and he's still the same damn way because it wasn't done properly. It wasn't done where he just sits there and lives with himself, and he did have his own room too, I think. But when they keep him busy, that's just that don't help nobody. Just like I say, if you let the criminals sit there and talk about their old war stories, them criminals only hype themselves up to go back out on the street and do it all over again. And of course everybody knows, and I don't know how, I'm not gonna say, but everybody knows the drugs get back into the jail, so they're not getting straightened out there either. Don't know how, but I don't care because I didn't even do that crap. I don't do that crap. The heavy drugs, like I say. And that's what goes in there, man. You don't wouldn't believe how many guys in there I seen on cocaine. Jesus Christ, and their nose are running and they're doing the cleaning in the room. I told one guy, man, like, man, you gotta slow down there, bro. He's like, he's scrubbing the floor. No, man, I gotta get this clean. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. If the CO came by, he's gonna get my fucking shit rated with his. I fucking like, what the fuck? I mean, they don't get clean. Guarantee you that experience right here. It keeps them the same. They all stay the same. And that's what these kids of the future need to do, but without the bullshit. And they need to be placed in individual spots. Not with other ones gonna ruin their life. And they go in there in the program and go back out and, hey, and they come back. Well, I only can do much more and see what I can do to figure out what went wrong. But I know for one thing, and I'll end it with this, if a kid's individually placed and they think of what they done, not worried about everybody around them, I think they do a lot better. And I think they'll get up and walk out of the program like I did. And I kept to myself. I mean, I made friends, don't get me wrong. I met people. I kept, for my sanity, I kept interacting. But I also want stuff like him. I'm going to fucking end up back here like him too. And that's what people got to do. They got to think of what they done to make it better. And that's what I did. Because I had to quit the whole shebang. Man, like I said, there's stuff if I talk about, incriminate myself. I could incriminate myself right now. And I can't talk about them tall tales, boy. A couple things I did that I'm very thankful that I did not kill nobody in my 17 years of drinking, but I only can say one thing. What I did, I just can't say. That's how bad it is. But, turn for the better. They asked me in jail, who's your higher power? You need a higher power. They tried cramming the Bible in the friggin' AA meetings. They said I get back out there and I gotta take care of my kids. That's it. Higher power. Build the family foundation back up of what I crumbled and made fall. That was my higher power. I give respects to people who believe in God, pray in God, go to church. But me personally, that man is a sick man, and he laughs at me every day, and he turns the tables on me every day. Whether I believe or not, or pray or not, or what I gotta do to get his attention, I've tried it. Don't work for me. I think I'm on my own mission, and this is one of them. I'd like to see happen, come back into play, but not this way. This thing, though, the way this thing had disappeared off the face of the map, and how the address changed, something happened. And I think me and my wife are going to take a ride out there today and check it out. See what happened. I'll get a better view of the thing and see what really happened out there. I think something tragically happened to make that go down. But other than that, some issues I wanted to get on the table because, like I said, I got a lot of stuff I've been digging out that I want to go over. Because that's all I can do right now because of this move. I am taking a break today to go out check this place because of my brain has been scrambled. Whew, man, it's hard to think. It's hard to think. I mean, the past 2 months, I've been doing all this crazy friggin' work just to get a fucking house up and livable. I mean, all it was needing was some cosmetic work that was needed was rough. And the little help that I had from my two oldest sons and my wife, I mean, their experience of, it helped and worked a little, but you couldn't do the most physical, mental shit like I had to do, so put a toll on me, so, other than that, I'm gonna get out of here and enjoy your day, be safe, take care, and always look into history, because you never know what you're gonna find. I love history. It's great. It's what I love to do. Hopefully I spark some memory on this, and maybe someone will give me some comments on that, how it used to be, so I can get an idea of it, but other than that, out.